Hello, my name is Andy Knowles, a proud Bahamian who loves his country. I will always speak up against issues or laws that are detrimental to our people. In our generation, the next generation, and future generations. I share with you now on behalf of the Optimist Group. The Optimist Group, which consists of doctors and other medical professionals, pastors and church leaders, lawyers, accountants, coaches, teachers, and concerned Bahamians, are very concerned about the upcoming proposed World Health Organization, better known as WHO, the vote for greater powers of the World Health Organization to override country policy and individual doctor health care choices. We are asking the Bahamas government to vote no to any World Health Organization attempt to wrestle health freedom from the Bahamian people. What we, the Bahamian people, have seen happen in the last 2 years was a complete mismanagement by WHO and the CDC of the COVID-19 crisis at all levels, down to the local levels, because of a false perception that the WHO suggestions override any science and any treatment initiative for a sovereign nation's healthcare system. This WHO-led mismanagement has damaged our healthcare system all the way down to the most basic human right of access to healthcare between people and their medical physicians. The upcoming WHO vote is a serious power grab, happening by those international organizations to codify the slavery of our people to the blind will of their money-making schemes. Please vote no to any international organization's attempt to restrain the freedom of the Bahamian people. Please return the primary decisions of healthcare options to the Bahamian people and their consultation with their personal physician, rather than blindly following a cookbook style of protocol public health. Please understand that there's a huge difference between public health and medicine. The fact is that public health goals are population-based and not based on what is individually the best for each Bahamian. No treatment is good for all people. The fact is that public health goals often sacrifice the health and safety of minorities for a theoretical benefit to the majority. The past 2 years of COVID-19 mismanagement have already demonstrated the failure of this public health sacrificial-based policy, replacing the individual physician-client personalized medical care. Thank you. Thank you very much. I can forward that to all of you along with the press release we have. And I thank you guys so much for coming, because I think so much of the Bahamian public don't seem to even know what's going on. It's such a big decision, and I think that the Bahamian public needs to know. We need to have a voice in those big decision-making things that affect our country. Now, the next generation, or your grandkids, our grandkids, their grandkids, if we continue down the road of letting a foreign entity make those decisions. Any questions?
When is the vote?
We were trying to find out that. We're not 100% sure. We understood the vote could have been some type of vote at the end of the week, but we think that it might be drawn out even longer than that, which would be good.
Is this excuse my ignorance, but is this the same event where our health minister went to Geneva, Switzerland?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, same thing.
Can you localize this just a little bit more for us and effects for like the Bahamas specifically? The last sentence, damage our healthcare systems all the way down to the most basic human right. Can you just localize it a bit more how this would affect the Bahamas?
Okay. Why don't we have somebody who's in the medical field address that? Patrice, where'd you go?
Patrice.
Okay.
Just to put it real simple to answer your question, it will mean just what he said, you follow an external source instructions on how to how to treat patients. For example, if we see a patient has an illness and it's involved in the pandemic, if we, who can think for ourselves, we're medical experts, physicians and nurses, and we know that this particular treatment will and has been proven to help the patient, if that is not on the instructions of an external source such as WHO, then we will be handicapped or our hands cuffed, and we cannot treat the patients appropriately, even if it will definitely save the patient's life. So they will give, the external source will be instructing us, basically we can't think anymore. You take the recipe, as he's saying, the instructions that they give you, and you go according to that. Even if the patient is dying according to that, we still will have to do it, or we will all be punished.
Brian Ramin, a concerned citizen. During the onset of COVID-19 pandemic, many would describe what we would have seen as draconian measures. The conference that is taking place certainly opened the doors for those measures to be re-implemented. As we rely on our local administrators, the government, to make decisions for us, this vote would mean that our government simply relinquishes those powers to make decisions internally, and all would be in the hands of WHO organization, which leaves rooms for certainly on freedom of liberty, whether it be movement, decision making, medically, as spoken to already. All of our sovereignty as we know it would simply be in question, and hence the greater concern for the citizens of the Bahamas.